So,
Have you ever been suicidal?
hell no. I've been homicidal, nigga. I swear.
What did he say?
This is Phase Ed Music.
Is this thing on?
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Mindfully Misunderstood with your host, Cam.
And I'm Cook. And thanks for tuning in once again to just a couple of regular guys talking about things that interest us, ranging from intelligent to ignorant and vice versa. And if that interests you, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. And if you absolutely hate it, just hate it to your core.
Make sure you still hit that like button.
Hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified of when we drop content that you absolutely hate to your core.
Yes, sir.
So, we were talking about death just a minute ago, and this was actually an impromptu conversation. In fact, our conversations rarely are planned.
Sometimes it just goes.
We just go into it.
Yeah.
And that's why,
So what's your take on death, right? Like at this stage in your life?
all right, so you ask me stuff that I scare people because people think I'm crazy. But, so again, I wrap my brain around, okay, how should I say? I don't consume my brain with things that are outside of my control.
Right.
And largely death is outside of my control, just like my birth was outside of my control.
Right.
But I think about death every day. I think about death every day, and then when I tell people that right away, they think morbid, right? They think that I'm gloom and doom, and that's not the case.
Gloom and doom.
Right, and that's not the case. Essentially, what happens is I think about death in the sense that we don't belong to each other.
Right.
And just like nature brought us into this being, nature has to take us out, and we have no control of when that time is, right? So what I do is I think about death every day, as it pertains to not only my own mortality but my mortality of people that I love, the mortality of people I love, because I want to enjoy the moments that we have together, right? And I don't, because you don't know when that's going to happen, it causes me to enjoy the moment. I don't want to waste time on bullshit,
Agree.
because like case in point, I was telling you about how when I raised my kids, I would take time out to, you was there. Go fishing and
nigga, I was there.
Go fishing, go kart riding.
Right.
Even though my job was very demanding, I still found time to do that because I wanted to create memories with them. And even right now, even though they all grown and y'all still talk about stuff we done together.
Yeah. We still create memories.
Yeah, and we still create memories. But here's the thing, though. The tricky part about it is we don't know when our paths have to part ways.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I operate with my life. That's one thing that I do. I think about death every day.
I would say I think about death every day, but I think of it in a different light. Like I'm always okay with me dying. Because, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if I die, I know everybody else is straight. Not in like an emotional sense, but like I know financially, like I will never, like my family will never have to worry about money. And as for people around me, I definitely, I know that death comes, you know what I'm saying? It comes knocking on the door, but I'm never like surprised.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm never like, oh man, it took, like, I'm never like that.
And that's another reason why I don't want death sneaking up on me either. Like,
I don't know if that makes sense. But
it certainly makes sense. I mean,
I've never been like, wow, that killed that person, or that person got killed. Like, it's been like where you feel like, damn, I just talked to that person, the other day. Mm-hmm. I've had those moments, but I'm never like really like surprised at death, because I know it's coming.
I mean, it's a part of life.
Yeah, I know
the last
coming,
part, but
and I just kind of like, I'm never like really necessarily like saddened by death. I've kind of coped with it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Like I'm not necessarily. I don't think of death as a bad thing. I think that when people die, it's like a relief. You don't have to worry about the ways of the world anymore.
So let me ask you a question though. So do you believe in heaven and hell?
I think
as Christians define heaven and hell, do you believe in heaven and hell?
I think at one point I did. But I can honestly say now I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't care to know.
What did he say?
Because once I'm gone, I'm gone.
Yeah.
But to say that I believe in something that I've never seen before, I can't attest to that. It's more of just like I'm living my life in the way that I see is right.
Mm-hmm. Living my life like it's golden.
You feel me? So if
Jilly from Philly.
I mean, if need be, if they say, you're gonna burn with gasoline draws on, if that's the way I gotta go,
mm-hmm.
Shit, I know I did everything on this earth that I was meant to do, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Now I'm throw you a curveball because you and I never really told you what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Although we've talked about these things before.
Yeah.
I certainly believe in heaven and hell.
Okay.
Certainly. I've actually visited heaven and hell. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
all right.
Hey, he knows something I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to hear it.
Bam. All right, good. Because I believe that heaven and hell are states of mind that you can be in right now in this existence.
Oh shit! I didn't put the hell and back.
Okay, so you can, and here's the thing. So cringe alert. I've been reading a lot of I've been reading a lot of Neville Goddard's books. I think there's one right there on the table. But a lot of Neville Goddard's books, man. Hold on, let me see. I bet there's one on right here. Yeah, The Power of Awareness. And so the thing about it is a lot of people don't really
You might have to let him see it.
Oh, well, this is just one of his books. I got all kind. Neville Goddard, The Power of Awareness. I got another one, couple up there. But anyhow, dude, he actually uses scripture and breaks down how the Bible is simply talking about your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible is about mindset. You can literally create heaven and hell
in your mind.
In your mind, and it becomes real. It can become real.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So when I say I've been to heaven,
I wonder what people with depression.
I was just about to tell you that, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to tell you that. I've been to heaven where life and everything is going great. In fact, I'm experiencing some heaven right now. A little slice of heaven. But I've been in hell. I've been depressed, man. I was there to a point where I felt like I was at my lowest. And, you know, for those who don't know, and Cam didn't even know that I used to smoke.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I was a closet smoker. I would only like smoke
Never
cigarettes at
smelled
work.
that a day in my life.
Yeah, and you know, you was around us all the time, so I would only smoke at work or I hide somewhere. And so when I was depressed, dude, I wasn't eating. I'll say it. I would go to the forest preserve and stare at trees for like 8-10 hours a day and smoke cigarettes and drink beer.
Cause it's like, why would you think that of me? Like, you should already know me. Like, you know I ain't going for that.
Yeah, you didn't know that I was fucked up. That was hell for me. But
You know they say we one with nature anyway, so.
yeah, man. But shit, hey, man, I started looking like
10 hours a day?
bro,
God
just
damn.
looking at trees. I know.
You know what? It's funny that you say that because I saw the picture you had with I can't remember if it was Amber or Trey, but you looked real sickly in that fucking photo.
Oh, you talking about one I just posted?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Tiana. Oh,
Was
you
it?
talking about Tiana when I was?
Yeah, it was Tiana.
I was little,
Yeah.
bro. Hey, listen. Yeah. I didn't really start gaining weight till I started making money. I could buy porterhouses. You know what I'm saying?
What else?
Hey, you know,
That's wild.
I went from spam burgers to real hamburgers. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
So, but no, hell, that probably was around that time. No, but I was that was hell, man. And so here's the thing: you can create heaven and hell in your own consciousness, and that's why. So from that situation where I was depressed, I vowed never to go back to that space again. And so I learned to. That's one thing I learned to just let. That's why I learned to let people be themselves and not take it so personally. And that's another thing that we do ourselves a disservice with is we take each other's actions personally as if they're attacking us. Here's the thing, man. Most people are just living their lives not even with so much concern about us or each other. You know what I'm saying? They're doing what they want to do.
Unapologetically.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. I get it. You know, you make a covenant with this lady, and she went out and she screwed 3 guys. You know, right? Here's the thing. I don't take that right now. You can make the decision to leave, but I don't take it personally.
Oh, I wasn't saying deuces. I was.
I don't take it personally because that's something that she wanted to do.
Right.
It's no direct reflection of me necessarily. So these are things that I had to learn over time. That, you know, so now I can make a decision. Either I can forgive this woman and stay, or I can say, you know what, I can still forgive her and leave. But I don't take it. I'm not taking someone else's actions personally because at that point you give people power over you. You know what I mean? So
Have you ever been suicidal?
hell no. I've been homicidal, nigga. I swear.
What did he say?
And I think I told you about this time that during that time,
hilarious.
During that time, I don't know. It's like some tricky shit going on, and I used to keep a gun with me, and it despite the fact that I couldn't legally carry because I have a felony, but I had kept a gun with me, and I was so out of it because I was staying with my parents at the time, and I was so out of sorts that I'm coming back from the forest reserve, right? Come back from the forest reserve. I pull up at my parents' crib, and my pops walk up to the car, and he said something. He was saying something. I forget what he was saying. And then when he was walking up to the car, and he looked inside. Bro, I totally forgot the fucking gun sitting right there on the console. I wasn't even thinking about it. And my pop started crying. He was like, "Put that thing away." I was like, "Oh shit." I'm like, oh. So now think about how out of it you gotta be when you can't see a fucking gun sitting on your console.
Yeah.
So was that you that asked me like well, somebody was asking me, what you think your pops was thinking? And I'm like, I don't know what he was thinking, but it can't be good when your son is going through some shit and he riding around with a pistol sitting on the console. You know what I'm saying? And he can't legally carry. Like, that's not good. Yeah. But no, I never thought about doing something to myself, especially because at that time, especially, I was thinking that, you know, first of all, ain't shit worth me killing my goddamn self. I just know that I'm in a tough spot and I got to climb out of it. It just didn't feel good though.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I contemplated suicide about 3 times in my life. Mostly when I was younger though. You want to dive into that, or like what was that about? I think it was due to circumstance. A lot of shit was going on with my pops at that point. Him and my stepmom used to fight a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just like when I talked about it in I think it was like the first or second episode where she cut her wrist, and that was like the first time like I actually like in my mind I actually thought about going through with like killing myself.
I mean, so what about that situation did you internalize to get you to that point?
I felt like I didn't have an out. I was genuinely, like, at that point in time, I think I was just afraid that, like, either I was going to die or my pops was going to die. And neither one I was okay with. But I felt like maybe a lot of the fighting that went on, I blamed myself for it. I thought it was because of me not knowing that, you know what I'm saying, they were having their own fucking issues, but a lot of the fighting that I thought was going on, I thought was because of me. So my solution to that was remove myself out of the picture and, you know what I'm saying, everything else would be good. But obviously, you know,
obviously you didn't commit suicide.
Obviously, but suicidal thoughts and suicide in itself is very, very serious. I think people have to really, when people don't see the, I think a lot of people will be just so down and out, they don't see the value in their life and how they affect people day to day. Even if it is just seeing, like, you seeing a depressed person, you know, sad or whatever, and that person taking 5 seconds out of their day to ask them, like, what's going on or what's wrong, you know, like that, you know, when you're in those, you know, shitty emotional places, you don't think about that. You don't think about the people that try to necessarily be there for you. You just know, man, I don't want to be here.
I get.
You know,
I get it.
But I think you have to really think about the things that you're about to do. Because I used to say, and this is when I was younger, but I used to say that people that kill themselves are selfish, because you're not thinking about anybody else but you. There's a bunch of people that have fucking problems in the world.
Come on, man. What?
You know, like there's fucking hungry kids in Africa, and you get to take.
It's hungry kids in Chicago, man.
You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always somebody that's going through it worse than you, and you get to take a hot shower every day. You get to wake up every morning and choose life. And here you go, fucking wanting to take it.
Well,
you know,
I'm a little, man,
but that's just, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, that was me being insensitive back then.
Well, you were young, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make heads and tails of the world, and that's understood. But here's the thing, man. You have, I don't know, man. I'm going to say something. I be feeling away. And I listen, you know, mental illness is real. I get that.
Yeah.
But you have I would say I just don't give motherfuckers a pass clear across the board just because you kill your goddamn self. Now, I'm saying mental illness is real. I've dealt with it in my family. I know, how a motherfucker can go from normal to like some other shit in a matter of months, or so, right? I get that, but in my situation, like at that situation, I was what, mid-20s, and it's kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is. But that situation it was essentially about a woman, and so being in them situations where, not being in them situations, men who take themselves out because of situations like a woman or a job loss or something like that, dude, I really have no sympathy for them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I'm saying it, I'm cringy. Hey, you know what? I would say that's some weak ass shit. And I know I'm gonna get some back flack for that because people have dealt with members of their family or friends who've committed suicide. Listen, mental illness is one thing, but if you killing yourself over a bitch, come on now.
Yeah,
like
that's wild,
bruh. I mean, and I'm gonna say it. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. You probably too weak to be here anyway.
What did he say?
Damn.
And I'm saying, listen, I probably get that drill sergeant love because listen, man, for a motherfucker who might be thinking about contemplating that because of a woman, listen, there was somebody that I know who worked where I used to work, killed his lady and then himself. Like, really? Like, bro, I don't know, man. That's just a weak ass move. And I would tell men who are going through that type of stuff, listen, life is hard. That's true enough. Even the Buddhists say life is suffering.
Yeah.
But what makes life worth living is when you adopt a mode of being that makes that suffering irrelevant. I know I went, everybody got problems. Like you said, everybody got problems. But it is up to us to put ourselves in a position to whereas those problems don't mean as much as you,
it shouldn't mean as much as your life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Those problems are insignificant in comparison to, hey, people need you here, or you need to be an example for somebody because I be goddamn. I mean, listen, man, I never contemplated suicide. I'm not, but I definitely ain't doing that shit over my circumstances with another person, or even my financial situation, because all that shit is temporary. Now I can understand where you was coming from because you were a kid, trying to, and kids tend to internalize the shit that goes on in the household. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm doing right or wrong. I might be fucking somebody up. A grown ass man sitting somewhere with a pistol in his mouth because old girl cheated on him. Bruh, get you another one.
Yeah.
Take the pistol out your mouth and get you another woman. Get you two of them. They'll fucking double up. Anyhow, I'm sorry I got fired up.
It's funny because I read a story on Facebook how that 12-year-old boy, it's like a 12-year-old boy who committed suicide because he was getting bullied at school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, like,
I got experience with that.
Your first initial thoughts are really, really insensitive.
Not for kids, bro. Not for me. I'm talking about them
No, I'm saying, like, for me, when I first read it,
okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like, my first thoughts were really, really insensitive. But then you got to think about, you know what I'm saying, the background that these kids come from. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was gonna say that.
If you've never, and I hate to bring it up, but it's just like in the military when you come back home and you got PTSD. Mm-hmm. You got these kids that come from fucking. You got a kid that come from the suburbs and he go to the military and go to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And you come back with PTSD. And I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of slack for saying shit like this, but I mean, we never get talked about, from what we get shown on the news, what we see in our neighborhoods on the day-to-day with blacks killing blacks. Like, that's a form of PTSD. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, I mean, not even sometimes, all the time, we are better at dealing with confrontation or conflict, that is really, really life-changing. Because I'm pretty sure if you had to, go to a third world country and shoot a kid and kill him, like that would fuck anybody up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you got to think about, you got a family to come home to.
Goddamn right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm blowing you up every single fucking time.
And you know that. Well, go ahead.
But I'm not trying to be insensitive, to the parents out there whose kids are going through, shit like that. But I think that we need to do a better job of really working on our kids, like mental strength. Mm-hmm. Just because a kid is, bullying you put your kid in boxing so he can beat his ass.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm finna go in on this.
You feel me? I don't think that, we should be sheltering our kids the way we are now, because that's not doing anything but hurting them at the end of the day. I grew up not grew up, but I went to high school with kids that used to do cocaine all the time.
Damn, kids! What kids get money for cocaine?
Parents.
My friends barely had money for weed.
I had a friend. He used to get $80 a week in allowance. Mm-hmm. And he for whatever reason, when we go to parties or whatever, a lot of kids would do like hard drugs. And a couple years ago, he was a very well liked dude. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? He was basically like the cool kid. Mm-hmm. OD'd on cocaine or fentanyl or some shit.
Damn.
What was that? That was probably 4 years ago. So when he was 24.
Damn.
And I see, you know what I'm saying? I see so many people are like, it should, that shouldn't have happened. And, not him. Like, why him? Like, I'm thinking the total opposite. Like, you got exactly what the fuck you wanted. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody who we've had family members that done crack. We know what the fuck.
And crack don't kill.
Right.
Oh, who the hell told them crackheads stay?
Them crackheads be on point.
Hey, they've been alive forever.
The brain's gone. Don't get me wrong. The brain, is gone. Yeah. But the actual vessel,
they living like a mother.
Why you think crackheads ain't got sick?
And why all crackheads gangbang?
On represent Sylvia. Now how you like me now, 7 foes?
Yeah,
I think that's only in Chicago.
all the crackheads gangbang. But anyhow.
No, but like my first initial thought was like, damn, you got exactly what you wanted. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When I ain't trying to be funny. It's one thing to to drink alcohol and to smoke weed. But when you start into the heavier shit, and you know what I'm saying, you not making that shit yourself. You depending on somebody else to, you know what I'm saying, make that batch just right for you. Mm-hmm. And when that shit don't add up and when it don't happen and you die off of that, I don't know how to feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's you can have. I knew a person that did one bad line of coke, and they were what's the proper term for that? Mentally retarded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yes.
That's how
it messed the brain up.
They have to get their diapers changed now.
Damn. That was some book of sugar.
Yeah. And that was literally a, you know what I'm saying, that was within a 3-day process. She got admitted. She lost mobility or something like that, and then boom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
that ain't no way to live, man.
No. But okay, so real quick, just to touch on that piece about the bullying part, man. It's actually, that's a passion of mine, because I admit openly that I was bullied from preschool through 5th grade, and my parents did all they could to protect me during that time. But it wasn't until I started fighting back in 6th grade to whereas the bullying, it wasn't a problem anymore. Mm-hmm. And so what I've learned over the years is that, and this is what I tell parents, you know, you cannot protect your kids. You can't protect them. You can give them a false sense of protection, but you can't be with them 24/7. You can't shelter them from the world. So what you're doing is you're preventing them from growing into a person that can take care for themselves. And so this is what I wish my parents would do if they could have. If they could have put me in some type of physical contact sport, to whereas, you know, boxing or karate or some type of self-defense. If you don't have that, because some people don't have the money, the means to put them kids in that. You know what? I wish they would have staged a one-on-one with the dude. Hey, let them put the gloves on.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and there were dudes, but if they could have staged them, hey, listen, you know, I feel like, you know, talk out with the parents. Your son might have a problem with my son. Let them put the gloves on. You know, and let me get that fear out. You know, because I was so afraid of getting hit, bro. Like, I'm thinking they gonna knock me into the afterlife. Right? I'm thinking, that's what I was thinking, bro. Hey, and in the end, I was so scared. Like, I was thinking that if I hit them, ooh, they gonna hit me doubly hard, right? I used to think that.
Double
hard, boy, if I hit them. And I didn't realize until 6th grade. I'm like, yo, I'm actually strong. I actually got hands. And
I knew that in 3rd grade.
I ain't lost a fight since. Look at you bragging.
I knew that in 3rd grade.
I was getting my ass whooped in 3rd grade, bro. Getting chased home, my lunch money took.
Listen.
That's another reason why I am how I am, because I realized that no matter how you felt, life still gonna punch you in the eye. Mm-hmm. Life still will punch you in the eye, no matter how you feel. So, you know, I'm kind of like a person like, fuck your feelings type of guy, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep moving. But that's the piece about the bullying piece, man. I'm actually pretty passionate about. I've been thinking about starting like a program of something, man, for kids to deal with bullying, because I'm totally against parents. I'm not saying you can't offer them some protection, but don't think that's gonna be the cure-all, because you can't. You can't. You have to put them in a situation to where they grow, and the best way to do that is to make them face their fears.
Yeah.
That's the best way to make a kid overcome bullying. Face your fear.
Yeah. I was scared as hell when I fought Tyler in 3rd grade, but I was tired of getting bullied.
Yeah.
Well, my stack of papers was probably about that long. From kindergarten to 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, Tyler, because you was the first person to get these hands.
Yeah. And you know, but back to that other piece about the whole suicide thing, man, is that I just, you know what? I know what you said it's a sign of selfishness, but I would go another further and say that even for a grown person, that you're not necessarily suffering mental illness. You just hit a valley, a dip in life. I say you're weak. You're weak, and the world, especially if you're a man, the world don't pity weak men. There's really no place for you.
Say it louder for the people.
The world don't pity weak men. There's really no place for you.
Say it louder for the man in the back.
The world don't pity weak niggas. No. And so for you to even look for pity is unbecoming of a man. And that's why, you know, my whole message, man, is about strengthening men and getting men to understand that, hey, although things might not be favorable right now, your mindset can let you know that it's just temporary. It's temporary. But we get so used to being comfortable. And that's another part of my message. I teach men to never seek comfort. Comfort is not the goal. You can enjoy moments of comfort, but comfort is not the goal. And because what happens is that moment that comfort is stripped away from you, now you feel like, man, I just want to kill my goddamn self. Well, if you practice now, that's why, you know, Cam and I, we take cold showers, right? Because it's a reminder that, you know, comfort is not the goal, and I don't necessarily have to seek. I don't want to seek comfort. I can enjoy moments of comfort. But you know what I'm saying? That's not the end all, the goal, the ultimate goal. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of times those men who kill themselves because they lost their job, or the woman fucked 3 guys at the office, or what? Like, come on, man, that's temporary stuff. You can get over that. That's temporary. It's temporary, and it's outside of you. So, yeah.
It goes back to, you know what I'm saying, focusing on things that you can't control.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right? And you can actually control your situation to where you can create your own heaven and hell right here. And people don't really realize how much power. We don't realize how much power we got. And just by creating things in our own head, and then it becoming reality. Here's the thing. That's what Neville talks about in a lot of his books. He talks about, and I know I'm going cringy alert, but he talks about how God is your consciousness. Your consciousness is God, because that's what leads you and that's what guides you. And here's the thing. That's true. Any religion you could think of, right? We've bought into those religions. We made them real in our minds. That's your consciousness, and that's what guides you. So it actually proves the whole religion thing. It actually lends some kind of truth to religion, as whereas you buy into it. That's your mindset. It guides you. That's your God. So it comes back to your consciousness anyway. Yeah. So anyhow, I don't know. We started out one way and went another way.
I know.
It's all good. But that's how these conversations go sometimes.
Yeah, man. Well, that's been another episode of Mindfully Misunderstood, y'all. Hopefully, you know, you find some value in what we talked about in this episode. And if not, I mean, that's
hit
cool.
the like.
That's cool too.
Hey, get mad at us by hitting the like button. Punch the like button. That's what you do. Punch that like button.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments, man. I know we probably said some things that's going to ruffle some feathers, but you know what I'm saying? Don't take it, don't take it for face value. Really dive into it. Think about what we're talking about, man, because you don't want to end up in that situation You know, because I feel like not, you know, a good portion of people that try to kill themselves or have done it successfully, I'm pretty sure they probably, within that 5 seconds or 2 seconds that they have, they probably regretted that decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
potentially. And I don't know. Hey, here's what I say. My message might be triggering for some people, but it can also help somebody else, because there might be somebody with a goddamn pistol in their mouth right now, and then think about how, man, this is some weak shit.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. I'm stronger than this.
Mm-hmm.
You're strong. You can be stronger than that, and don't let them temporary situations or another person drive you to your own demise.
Yeah.
That's not wise, and that's for me. I just don't think that's what men do. We're supposed to be stronger than that. So,
Sure.
But yeah, so
It's been another episode, y'all. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Cam.
and I'm Cook.
We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.